Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, college coaches and fans of high school football. This is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are a new startup company based here in Austin, Texas. And over the last year, since the pandemic, we are working on a new app that will be hitting the market pretty soon. And part of that app is this podcast called the Spotlight Podcast. We've interviewed, hundreds of existing high school, college, and pro players with a chance for them to tell their story. We are moving into a new time in athletics where we don't have to wait to be interviewed or wait to get on social media to tell our own story. There's podcasts, there's all kinds of different digital platforms that's allowing student athletes, collegiate athletes, and professionals to tell their story in their own words and to share their journey with their fans, with coaches, and anybody else that can relate to it. So really excited about our guest tonight, who I'll get to in a second. Before we get into tonight's podcast, I want to thank our sponsors. We got a couple of really good ones that have been with us for a while. First one, we all love wings. Buffalo Wild Wings is one of our top sponsors, specifically based out of the Houston area. Good friend of mine, Brian Soltis, is the regional VP there. He is also passionate about not just football, but helping student athletes tell their story and share their journey. So I want to thank Buffalo Wild Wings. I also want to thank my friends up in Nebraska, Go Edit Graphics. They are a graphics design company that creates graphics that can be customized for high school and college athletic departments who want to tell stories or give outbound communication about everything in their program, player spotlights, press releases, schedule changes, whatever it takes to communicate to their fans about what's going on in their program. So shout out to my boys, Zach and the guys at the Go Ahead Graphics. And then lastly, also out of Houston, a new exciting apparel company. I Am Epic. Epic stands for Every Play I Compete. They have really creative, dazzling graphics. They do uniforms, they do 7-on-7 jerseys, they do workout material, they have a lot of great stuff. So shout out to my guy, Stefan Johnson and his team. You can go visit their website, I Am Epic, or you can visit them on Twitter, Epic 24/7. So I want to thank our sponsors for helping us support getting the story out there. With all that said, I want to bring on somebody that I met for the first time actually earlier this year. Got the chance to meet him at a FBU camp. Currently he was an 8th grader. He's an incoming class of 25 quarterback. Roy Jenkins, class 25, as I mentioned, quarterback at Kelly Catholic High School in the Beaumont area here in Texas. Has good size. He's 6'3", 170 pounds. We invited him to the FBU Freshman All-American game powered by Adidas when he was down at Top Gun in Naples here a few weeks ago. He made that a goal of his, and his goal became a reality. He's got currently one offer. Yes, an 8th grade quarterback who's going into his freshman year already has an offer from a D1 school, which is University of Houston. So shout out to them for their evaluation. And you can see Roy's Twitter page there. So Roy, tell me, it's good to see you again. I know I just saw you a couple weeks ago, but how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Coach? Thanks for having me.
I'm great. I'm excited to have you on the podcast and excited to allow you to share your story. You are a young, talented quarterback that I'm sure a lot of coaches don't know about because, as you know, a lot of college coaches aren't even thinking about recruiting class 25, but you were already starting to make some noise in that class 25. And I'm sure you'll continue to do that as we get ready for the freshman All-American game in December in Naples. But before we get into all that, let's learn more about you, Roy, you and your family. Let's start out with the most important thing, academics. Every college coach, the first evaluation is not your 40, it's not your huddle video, it's your academics. Tell us, as you transition from middle school to high school, tell us what you're doing and how you're going to be preparing for that change academically.
I realized that from having older siblings and just like from their experience that high school is going to be a little bit harder. It's going to be a harder challenge. And I feel like I can prepare myself better is where I'm going to have to be studying a little bit harder and investing a little bit more time into school and just make sure I have good grades. Because like you said, coaches love when you have good grades, they don't have to worry about it. And that's the main thing to focus on.
Roy, obviously you live in Texas. Texas is becoming a quarterback state. College programs from all over the country are coming here to find a quarterback. We all know about Westlake and South Lake Carroll and North Shore, a lot of great quarterbacks from all over. For those coaches that don't know and never heard of Kelly Catholic High School, tell them, where is it? How big is it? I know you guys are in TAPS. Give us a little bit of background about the Kelly football program.
Yes, sir. We are a private school down in Beaumont, Texas. we're the only private school in the area, and we usually compete with the big Houston schools in TAPS, and we have about, I think, 375 kids, somewhere around there, but it's pretty small. But we have a lot of hard workers on the team, and we got something good going over there. And hopefully this season is going to be exciting and a blast, because we've been working our tails off, and hopefully we can put Kelly's name out there and really get them going.
So that's great. I appreciate you shouting that out for letting them know, coach, know where it's at, and it's in Beaumont and it's a private school. Tell me, do they also have middle? Did you attend there for middle school, or was there a separate middle school feeder into the high school there?
Yes, sir. I went to St. Anne Catholic School, and pretty much they have about 4 or 5 feeder schools feeding into Kelly, all private schools. And yes, sir. So I just went to one of the couple feeder schools into Kelly.
Okay. And then tell us about, as you transition now, you obviously, you've been doing the circuit, you've been to college camps this summer, you've been to FBU, obviously Top Gun. Tell us, what are you looking forward to being a quarterback? Is there a freshman team? Do they have JV? A little bit more detail about the program there.
Yes, sir. We have a JV and a varsity football team. And this year I'll be the quarterback for the varsity team. And I'm just really excited. And I know I'm a young quarterback, and I haven't even played a varsity snap yet, but I feel like my teammates trust me, and they trust that I can help lead the team as young as I am. And I feel like it's just going to be a great opportunity for me to play on varsity as a freshman, because it doesn't happen often. And I'm just really blessed, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity.
Sounds good. I love that you're humble about that. Hey, let's get back to academics. Tell us, what are some of your favorite classes? What are some of your courses that you like in school?
I love history. I love learning about our past and just the United States and Texas history, world history, all that type of stuff. I just think it's really interesting. And I love history. And let's see, I like science too. I love science. I like learning about like the body and how it works and all that type of stuff.
You know, as student athletes, me a long time ago, and you currently, there's always a teacher or a coach or a tutor or somebody that's made an impact on us academically. Take this time to shout out, and it could be back in elementary, it could be back in middle school, but tell us the name of a teacher that's made an impact on you to make you take your academics more serious.
Yes, sir. I was in about 4th grade. Her name was Miss Cook. And she just was really interactive with the kids, and she loved doing projects and always wanted to help us learn new stuff. And she made it interesting for the kids to learn new stuff. And I just feel like she always supports me in whatever I do. And she just always wants the best for me. So I feel like she really made a difference.
Nice. Appreciate you shouting her out. Tell me a little bit about, I know you still got 4 years of high school, but have you even thought about what you might want to major in when you do get to college?
I think maybe like business or communications, somewhere in there, one of those two. So like some of my cousins have done that, and I feel like that'd be a good option for me. And I feel like it fits like what I want to do after my career playing football.
Okay, I like it. Tell me a little bit about, Roy, your learning style. Coaches will always want to know how best to coach their players by understanding their learning style. Would you define yourself as more of a verbal, visual, or hands-on learning style?
I think I'm more of like a visual. I kind of got to see it with my own eyes, and I can process it better. And like physical too, like kind of show me like how it's done from coaches, and how they like things run, and how they like it. How they want, like I said, how they want things done.
Yeah.
And I
Okay. Understand that. Makes sense. I think a little bit, we're all a little bit of all three, but sometimes we obviously kind of lean toward that. I've never met anybody that says they want a visual. Everybody likes to see it first before they can do it. So that definitely makes sense. Roy, college coaches, now that we're kind of hopefully on the backside of COVID, we'll be able to get back on high school campuses this spring, and during spring training, be able to look at some of their prospects, some of the kids that they're looking at recruiting. For those college coaches that have not seen you in a high school classroom yet, tell these coaches, where do you sit? How do you interact with your teammates? And more importantly, how do you interact with your teacher?
I feel like in the classroom, I want to learn. I don't want to be messing around or looking everywhere, because at the end of the day, like if you're paying attention, you'll have it better. It's gonna help you later for tests, any kind of projects or anything. If you're listening, it always helps. And if you just pay attention, I feel like as a teammate too, I just feel like I have my teammates back, and I feel like they can trust me. And with anything, honestly, anything if it's even not football or school related, anything out of, I feel like they can trust me, and anytime they can ask me for help.
Well, Roy, I'm sure your family and your coaches, I know we've talked about a little bit at camp, but you understand the quarterback position is automatically a leadership position. Talk a little bit about how you're looking to embrace that role as a leader of the team, and knowing not just being the quarterback position, but knowing every position on offense and being a leader, because you are by default the leader when you play quarterback. How do you handle that?
I feel like it's just, honestly, I look at it as an opportunity, one of the greatest opportunity to play the position as quarterback. Not many can do it. And I feel like you just kind of have to take advantage of that, and always wanted to work the hardest and being there early and staying after, and really just investing your time into playing the position of quarterback and all that type of stuff, watching film, knowing all the plays, having a connection with your wide receivers, your O-linemen, all that type of stuff.
You know, Roy, tell me, have you ever heard the term that in football, quarterbacks get too much credit when the team wins and too much blame when the team loses? How do you handle that roller coaster of emotions as as a young quarterback about to go into high school?
I feel like you got to kind of handle having the ups and the downs in the same way, because you can succeed and you'll have all the light on you, but you also got to be prepared, as if you might throw a couple picks in the game, you're going to get some hate for it, because that's just part of playing quarterback, and that's just the cost that comes with playing the position. So I just feel like you got to be prepared for the ups and the downs.
Great response. I like that. Hey, let's switch over. Tell us about your great family. You got a chance to meet your parents at a couple of camps here. Tell us about your mom and dad, what they do. Are they former athletes? And tell us about if you have any siblings.
Yes, sir. My dad, he's always supported me, and he's a sales manager for, we have a family company and a distributor down here in Beaumont. And my mom, she's kind of all around, she helps out at Kelly, and always just wants good for the school and just helps out with us. And I have 3 siblings. I got a 17-year-old sister, and she's they're all very active, and she does dancing and all that type of stuff. Student council, they're very involved in the community. And my brother, I have an older brother. He's a year older than me, and he loves hunting and fishing with my dad, and he's really invested into that. And he's a hard worker. He has his own pressure washing business, and he's
Nice.
very independent kid. And we both do Boy Scouts together, and as an extra activity, and I feel like that helps us out a lot. And I also have a 6-year-old sister, and she is very interesting. She very busy and always wants to keep up with us. So yes, sir.
Tell me, family is obviously very important to you. Tell me, how important do you take that role as being an older brother to your younger sister? How important is that role to you?
I feel like I said, she always wants to be with us and looks up to us. So I feel like we got to set a good example of always right thing, and just making her want to do the right thing too.
Good. I like it. Okay. Roy, I know I've watched your video. I know you work out online on Twitter. You do your workout as a quarterback, get ready for the season. When you do have free time, when the homework is done, you're done with your workouts, and we're not quite in the season yet. When you do have some free time, what are some of your hobbies? What do you do away from football?
Like I said, I do Boy Scouts. I do that every Monday night, and I'm working. Hopefully one day I can get Eagle Scout. That'd be a great accomplishment. I love hanging out with friends. I love throwing the ball with them, playing basketball with my brother. Sometimes get on the video games, not much, but sometimes with my friends. And I love hanging out with my family and watching TV, kind of chilling out, just doing whatever, going fishing, hunting, type of stuff.
I like it. Good. It's good that you have a release, because football, as you know, could be and will be very stressful. So you need to have a release to just kind of get away from it. So that's important to understand. Hey, tell us, you know how important social media is in the recruiting process right now, especially on Twitter and Instagram. For those college coaches that have not seen your Twitter feed yet, give them a quick example of what kind of message, what kind of brand are you putting out there about yourself, your team, your community? What are they going to see when they visit your Twitter page?
I feel like they'll see that I'm a hard worker. I don't post all my workouts and stuff, but some of the stuff I've just been working on a long time. I'll kind of put it out there every now and then, try to keep it short and sweet. On the stuff I put on there, been shows that I'm a hard worker. I post my teammates' accomplishments. Like one of my running back, Kelly, got an offer from Texas Southern yesterday, and I retweeted that. I just congratulate him on his hard work and all my teammate stuff. I like to retweet, put their name out there and help them out. So at the end of the day, I just show them that I'm a hard worker and I support my team.
I love that. That's great. Congratulations to your teammate on his offer. Hey, a little bit of lighter questions here. Let these coaches know more about you. Tell me, what's your all-time favorite sports movie? Doesn't have to be football.
Well, it is football, but it's really good. Remember the Titans. I love that because it shows coming together as a team and just a great movie.
Love that. Great choice there. One of my favorites also. When it's your time to choose dinner, when you guys go out to a restaurant or whatever, what's your favorite food?
I love chicken Alfredo and pizza. We're Italian, so I love Italian food. It's really good. And I Panda Express, the orange chicken. So
love the orange chicken. I've never met a human being who does not love Panda Express's orange chicken. I like that. Lastly, I don't know if you're a big DC or Marvel fan, but if you could be a superhero, which one would you be and why?
I like Hulk because he's big and powerful and just I don't know. I feel like he's just like everyone looks up to him. So like I don't know. He's just big and powerful and just a great big and strong guy, I guess.
I like it. I mean, I like a quarterback that's like, Hulk smash. I kind of like that because you are a big physical kid. We'll talk about that here in a second, but I'm not surprised to hear that. Tell me, you're obviously, 3 years away probably from committing to a school. For these college coaches who are going to be on you, give them an idea who's going to be involved and help you make the decision on where you'll commit to when you're junior year, your senior year.
It's probably going to be some of my high school coaches and most importantly, like my parents and my siblings, because that's what matters the most and what's best for me at the time. And we'll see how these next 3 years work out and see where I am in my life. And probably be my parents and my coaches the most that'll help me make the right decision for me.
Yeah, it makes sense. Myself as a former college coach, the question I always ask kids is, are you a Texas native? Are you from Texas or are you from somewhere else?
I was born in Beaumont. I've grown up here all my life. So, yes, sir.
So then the follow-up question, Roy, is this: do you want to stay in state to go to college, or are you willing to travel to a college maybe outside the state and around the country?
I really love Texas football and how college ball down here is really good. I love here, and I'd love to go to the East Coast too. West Coast, it would be a great opportunity too, but Texas, around here in Texas and East Coast would be my favorite place to go play at.
Okay. That's good to know. Obviously, with you going to a Catholic school, I think this next question will be pretty easy, but I'm looking forward to the response. I always ask student athletes, every student athlete loves playing in front of a packed house on a Friday night at a football game in the fall, all the local community supporting you. But what are you doing to give back to those people who cheer you on Friday nights? Are you active in your church? Are you active in any nonprofits or Boys and Girls Club? What is Roy Thomas doing to give back to his community?
Like I said earlier, how I'm involved in Boy Scouts. We do a lot of community service for the church of where I live, and like Carnos will help pick up and will help build stuff for any type of projects and all that type of stuff. And sometimes my grandmother's real committed to the church, so we'll go help at the Southeast Texas Food Bank sometimes when you need it, or at the school sometimes when they need help fixing stuff and all that type of stuff. So, yes, sir.
Good, I like it. Good. It's always good to give back. One of my favorite questions, Roy, that I always do in the interview is this question. As you know, and I think you've heard me say it at camp, one day football is going to come to an end, whether it's after a successful career in the NFL or it's after college. But the more important question is, what do you want your life to look like once football is over, whenever that is?
Hopefully I'm having a job that I like and I love, and I have a family, and that'd be pretty nice. And being hopefully maybe like a financial advisor or something around like calculating and all that type of stuff. So that'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. I just hopefully everything plans out for me. I can do hobbies that I love with my kids or whatever that may be.
Okay. Well, you know me as a man of faith, and I know you go to a Catholic school. I have to ask a question. Do you have a favorite quote or verse? And if you do, what is it?
Let's see. The one I've always seen is Phil 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I really that really said. I feel like everything you do is through God, and He's always helping you. And hoping the best for you because he loves all of us and he just wants the best for us.
Yeah, I like that. One of my favorite verses also. Hey, Roy, you got good size. Mentioned earlier, 6'3", 170, and still growing, just not getting into your freshman year. What other sports do you play? I've seen you, you look very athletic. You play basketball and baseball. What are some of the other sports you play besides football?
This year I stopped playing baseball when I was around 13, but I'm going to be playing all 4 years of high school. I love the game of baseball. I play center field. I love hitting the ball. And I played basketball this past year. And I'm not 100% if I'm playing yet, but it's definitely an option. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, as long as you enjoy those sports, I can tell you, I think you heard it from me say it before, but college coaches love athletes that play in multiple sports. So basketball, baseball, then definitely track. Those are all things that will only make your exposure even bigger in the recruiting process. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing that. Hey, tell me this a little bit. What's your why? On those days, it's hot here in Texas right now. It's always hot when you're like, man, it's hot outside. I don't really feel like working out. I kind of want to stay and watch the Olympics, or I want to go hang out with my friends or with my family. What's your why that drives you to play the sport of football and be at your best every day?
Well, like my parents have always told me they're not forcing me to play football. I've always told them I wanted to. They're not making me go play football if I don't love it or whatever that may be. So it's always been I've always, right when I played, I've always loved it. And I've always been a competitor and I've always wanted to be the best. And my goal every day is like, I've always wanted to be up in the top kids in the country and be one of the top players because I just feel like that would be a great honor. And that's just one of my dreams, to go play college and be one of the top recruits out of high school. And I just feel that every day, like if I want to go do what I love, I got to work hard for this. And I feel like the only way is just putting in the hard work and just doing all the right things you need to do to be the greatest.
Yeah, I like it. That's a great driven attitude. Tell me, I love calling you Roy Thomas Jenkins. For some reason, I love people who have three names like that. Do you have a nickname? Does the family call you something else, or your friends, or your teammates? What's your nickname?
I have two nicknames. They call me RT for Roy
Yep.
Thomas and Right Trigger. My dad calls me Right Trigger. So those are the two nicknames.
I like that. I like that. Right trigger. I'll start using that next time I see you here in December in Naples. That's awesome. Real quick, talking about that. So, Roy, we met earlier in the spring this year. You told me, hey, coach, I know you're running the freshman All-American game. I want to be involved. How do I get selected? We told you what to do, and you went out and did it. Tell us in your own words, what did it feel like to be selected to play in the most famous freshman All-American game in the country right now?
You know, like you said, when I want something, I always work for it really hard. I really busted my tail right after that San Antonio and Austin camp, and that whole off season, I was just really working hard. And when I got that invite, I just realized that your hard work really does pay off. And
Yep.
I feel I think to be honest with you, God kind of blessed me that in that invite, and just like hard work really does pay off, and it helped me get that invite. And it just really is a true honor.
Yeah, I love that. I love how you're promoting God and this whole thing, because honestly, God will bless a lot of people, but you still have to do your part. You can't just sit around and go, well, Lord, bless me. I'm sitting here on my couch getting fat, eating Oreos. And that's not how it works. You put in the work, and then he will obviously, manage your steps to the goals that you're going for. So I love that you're hearing that. Hey, let's finish up here. Tell me, and these are some of my favorite questions, Roy, but you move into high school now. Tell me why you think you're a great teammate. How would your teammates describe you as a teammate?
I feel like they think I'm one of the hardest workers. I've always like had the drive to be great and always work the hardest I can work and really push myself. And I want to try to help push my teammates to be better. And if they're like struggling, whatever it may do, I want to help bring them up. And I just feel like I'm a great leader to my team. And hopefully, even though I'm not young, like I said, I feel like they trust me as a player. And I feel like they'd say I'm a great leader and help a team builder.
Yeah, I like it. Tell me, as you're going in now to your freshman year at Kelly, how would you describe your strengths as a quarterback right now? And what are some of the things you're working on as you get ready for this fall season?
Yes, sir. Some of my strengths are I feel like I have really good arm talent. I feel like I can fit the ball most places where I want it. Sometimes I might not be the most accurate, but most of the time I feel like I can put the ball where I want it. And I've been working on reading the defense this off season, reading coverages and what beats what, and I just been working on that, and that's about it. So yeah.
You've been around. I don't know your quarterback coach currently, but I know he's done a good job with you. But you got a chance to work with some pretty good guys at FBU camp: Sean Salisbury, Charles Thompson, and his son, QB1 at Texas, Case Thompson. Tell us what that experience was like to be around those guys who have been where you're trying to get to.
That first San Antonio camp, I went up to Charles. I said, what's the best way to be a freshman All-American? He's always told me, he said the little things. So after every rep, I'd sprinting and always trying to be a great leader, being vocal up at my reps, and just he always said the little things. So take advantage while you can. And Coach Salisbury, he was great. He's a big guy like me, so we can relate of like the ball and movement. And this past, I went to the Texas camp, and the 2 days before I threw the Casey in Austin, and we worked on a lot of arm angles and on the run stuff and stuff we can work on with my footwork and all that type of stuff. So
that's great.
They're both
that's awesome.
really.
That's good stuff. Yeah, you were very impressive in camps this year, and your hard work definitely did pay off. Hey, finishing up here, is there a certain quarterback or football player that you look up to, that you pattern your game off of? And if you do, who is that?
It would probably most likely be Trevor Lawrence. That's just, I love him. I feel like he's a great leader off the field, and just giving back to the community. He loves God. He loves the game of football. And I feel like we can relate a little bit of hopefully like how we're built. And I want to be a player like Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor, as you know, FBU alum, freshman All-American alum, Combine alum, National Combine, and All-American. So I see a lot of similarities in you guys. My only question would be, do you plan on growing your hair really long like Trevor?
Probably not that long, but I'll grow my hair.
Okay. That's his key. Trevor always says it's a superpower. That's why he's never going to cut it. So that'll be interesting to watch him. Looking forward to his rookie year coming up. Big fan of Trevor. And you nailed it. He is a great young man, cares about his community, cares about his family, cares about his relationship with the Lord. He's just somebody that you can't help but cheer for. Tell me, mental toughness is a question that most coaches ask potential prospects. It's something you can't really define, but you know it when you see it. How do you define mental toughness, and how do you plan to showcase your mental toughness this fall?
I feel like one of the biggest things is overcoming adversity and mental toughness. And I feel like if that's either throwing a pick or not getting the game-winning play or whatever that may be, you always got to come back and work harder on the next play and hopefully just not bring yourself down. And I feel like in some of the failure you might have in life, I feel like it always makes you want to work harder. Like last year at FBU at the camp, I didn't invite it a Top Gun, but I feel like it made me work a lot harder. This past season, it's really shown me that my hard work's paid off, and I feel like my mental toughness has helped me overcome that and be a better player.
Yeah, awesome. I like that. Quarterbacks, you talk about quarterbacks having a really good relationship with their receivers. But one of the things you read at FB camp, we always finish our camps with showcasing the O-line and the D-lineman. Tell us about that special relationship that a quarterback must have with his offensive lineman and how important their role is in the quarterback's success.
I feel like if your O-lineman like you more not just as a football player, but as not playing football and just like as a person, as a man, they'll want to help you more. They want to see you succeed. If you're friends with them, you have a good bond with them, a good relationship. They want to help block for you and help you make the good plays. And I feel like there's always having a good relationship with your O-lineman is always a good help.
Yeah, it's a great mindset, and that's absolutely true. Hey, as we finish up here, last couple questions here, Roy. Competitive spirit is another thing. Coaches love recruiting players and having players who are uber competitive. Look at the camera right now and tell these coaches, how competitive are you, and how would you describe your competitiveness?
Like I said, I'm super competitive. I love winning. I do not like losing. And I feel like if we ever do lose a game, it's always going to make me work harder. And I'll do anything it takes to win. And I just winning is just one of the main priorities when I'm playing a football game. And everything that it takes to win a football game is the main goal at the end of the day.
I like it. Hey, let's finish up. You and I talked about this elevator pitch. College coaches love hearing athletes advocate for themselves. So look in the camera right now, Roy. I know you got 4 years to go, but tell these coaches why they should recruit you and what you're eventually going to be in their college program when you do graduate from high school.
I feel like I'm a great leader. I feel like I can bring a team together and really make everyone work harder. I can help people push themselves when they don't think they have it. And I just feel like I'm a great leader of the team, and I'm a really hard worker. I love competing and hoping the team win ball games and just whatever it takes to win. I feel like I can contribute to a winning season.
Good stuff, man. Well, Roy, man, I'm excited for you. I don't know if I'll make it down to Beaumont, but I know I'll be following your Twitter timeline for some highlights. Looking forward to working with you down in December with the other 59 of the top freshman All-Americans in the country. Have a great season. Tell the family I said hello, and I know we'll be crossing paths here pretty soon. Have a great night, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.